Coming up on Tuesday of next week, the news media in Pueblo, Colorado, Channel 5 specifically, is going to be coming down to the county commissioner meeting. Now, it's going to be interesting to see so many people crammed in that little room, along with the media and their cameras, but we'll see what will happen. It's important that the media knows that Costilla County Sheriff's Department has been acting in an intimidating manner when we go down there trying to film. Andrew Espinoza in particular, threatening us with arrest if we don't move fast enough, literally like scurrying into our cars. I've never really seen behavior like this. I've actually kept a lot of the things that I've been told about Costilla County off this YouTube channel. Things relating to the drug cartels and rumors about them running the county. Other things people have said about them being willing to murder people, hunt people down. Other things that I've heard about La Raza, the La Raza movement. It's important that people know that this is bigger than what meets the eye. It's also important that people know about Louis Bacon, who in 2007 bought 175 acres, 175,000 acres in the Sangredo Cristo mountain range for $175 million, about $1,000 an acre. Turned around and several years ago donated 90,000 acres to his friends, the federal government. You might want to know that Louis Bacon is a bankster gangster. Top hedge fund manager, he's a billionaire. He made a lot of money from insider trading. So a lot of that money that he made to purchase that land to begin with wasn't exactly earned in the most legitimate way. But of course, how can you get away with something like that unless the federal government is helping you? Government and corporations working together to rob not only the American people, but the people of the world. And so we see Louis Bacon turn around and pay back the mafia don, the federal government, 90,000 acres. And, Louis Bacon is in the news again. He's building a sawmill in Blanca, in a county of Costilla, where very few permits are issued for businesses. Louis Bacon, that has directly given money to Costilla County for economic development, he seems to be able to do what others can't. What the Hispanics need to understand in Costilla County that don't want the newcomers here that aren't Spanish, they need to understand the dangers of siding with billionaire gringos. Thinking that, it's okay for them to come in and do what they want to do because they have a lot of money. And their big money might keep out the poor people, especially if they're pulling strings, so they don't want to talk about that. Or Tim Leggett, or Jim Hensey. They don't want to talk about that. They want to say that these new people that are moving in are racist white supremacists stealing water and burning trash. They want to fabricate lies, but they don't see something wrong with that, and clearly they don't believe in karma. But they need to see something wrong with becoming so corrupt that you're willing to side with a billionaire. I want all this for myself and just, give it to the federal government? You don't see something wrong with this? You don't see how this later could come and bite the people of Costilla County in the ass? The people of San Luis, the people of San Costilla, the people that live in those areas. They clearly don't seem to see a problem with this. And I don't think those people are being paid off themselves. Maybe the county is. Maybe Lobato is. Maybe some of the other players are. And I really want to know what Ben Dune's real role in all this really is. I really want to keep my comments short on Ben Dune, not having all the facts, but he does not appear to be an honest person to me. He appears to be playing several people like a violin and giving people a sense of hope, but really he's carrying forth the agenda. And the thing is, we don't know very much about these county commissioners or their backgrounds. What we need is an investigative reporter to look into their backgrounds. We need someone to actually find out, is there actually a connection between the Mexican drug cartels and San Luis? If it's bullshit, it's bullshit. But at this point, an investigator needs to look into some of the allegations. What we do know is that certain people have been threatened. John Spunias, he was down in San Luis, and during that last planning commission meeting, the one that they canceled, the one that the former sheriff Pete Espinoza, he was there holding the sign saying we don't want to leave near scumbags. We're rich in water, rich in land. I got a big house. What do you got? That whole situation. One of the locals said to John, if this was the old days, we would run you out of here with 30-06s. And others have been told that when everything crashes, La Raza is going to flush out those whites, be it here in the mountains or down in the prairie, and make them leave or kill them. And so, yeah, threats are threats. People like to talk a big talk, but considering what happened in the past, that people were ran out of here in the old days, we have to take those threats seriously, and we have to report them. We have to let people know that there are people in the community that have marginalized the new residents as white supremacists. We have to do that for our own protection. So I just want to let people know this meeting is coming up on Tuesday. I am not responsible for the news media coming down. However, they were shown the videos that I shot, and I was told that they were shocked. And I feel that the videos that I shot are important for people to see, but not for people to think, oh my God, we're victims, look at that, we're in a police state. People need to do something about it. And the ACLU, from what I gather, is not there to help us. I mean, people keep thinking, oh, maybe the ACLU might help us. We're in a pretty corrupt government, and much of society really doesn't give a fuck. But we still need to reach out to those people that might give a fuck, whether they be in Denver or whether they be in Washington, D.C. We need legal help. We need higher court involvement in what is taking place. It is illegal what Costilla County is doing. They know what they're doing is illegal, but because they haven't been held accountable, they're continuing to do what they're doing out of spite. And it's also important to say to those people that are afraid of speaking out, they are going up on people's homes and residences owned by people that have not once come down to a single meeting. So they are not necessarily, in my opinion, from what I've heard, targeting specific people that have gone down and used their First Amendment. They're targeting whole sections. And one of the most hit areas right now is the area around 142. Okay, and that's an area that I was spending some time in before. That area can be seen from the road. People are asking the question, why are they trying to clear out that area? Is there a plan to develop that area? Let's go back to Louis Bacon. So he's going to employ, or this sawmill is going to employ 60 to 70 people. Well, what might they do with the sawmill? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but might they be in a better position to manufacture high quality homes? See, the locals, some of them don't really know what's happening economically or militarily, as I said before in previous videos. So when they ask, why are you here? Like they're clueless as to what's happening out there because they've been sheltered. They've been sheltered here in San Luis and Costilla County. They don't really know what's going on around the world. They may have hatred towards outsiders, be they Middle Eastern people, white people, black people, or whatever, and be in their own, their old ways. But they haven't shown to me that they're aware of the threats that we as a nation face, those on the West Coast, those on the East Coast, especially if we go to war. So there's a lot of reasons I feel that people have ended up here and will continue to come here. But it's not just us, the little folks, the off-the-gridders on a budget. The elite have been preparing for some event for years with, offshore accounts and bunkers in different locations. And for years I'm thinking, why are you guys going to all these extreme locations when, not that I would encourage them to be here, but it is very realistic in my opinion. If you have a protected property and you're away from a dense population and you have a food supply or a way to grow food, or a way to be self-sufficient in some way. Not every property is the same in Costilla County or San Luis Valley. Obviously, if you have access to water legally or some other resources that don't require food stamps or the dollar system. And there are some people here that are in a good position to grow their own food. and they're on good property. Other places, it's not a good place to grow water. And in fact, you would attract attention from the authorities. If you were to have, a wonderful garden, they'll come, hey, you're not, supposed to be using water in this area for anything but drinking. That's actually the issue in the Rio Grande Ranchos. And so these things need to be taken into consideration. Several things. That there are certain roadblocks to us actually living self-sufficiently. And over time, here in Costilla County, we need to overcome certain roadblocks. And we need to come to certain solutions. Because people should be encouraged to grow a certain amount of food, but not encouraged to waste lots of water. So how about conversations about what crops we can grow that don't require lots of water? And where could those large crops be strategically grown near the town of San Luis or near or around other towns in the San Luis Valley? There was one other point that I really wanted to make, and I want to make that point before I forget. But it does appear to me that it's very possible that Louis Bacon is doing this on behalf of other powerful individuals in the world that may want to have their own getaway retreat or place to evacuate to when nuclear war begins. It's very possible. I don't want to put a lot of emphasis on that in this video, but it's not outside the realm of possibility. Louis Bacon is a very powerful man, and he didn't become that powerful alone. You don't just get away with insider trading on that level unless you're working hand in hand with the feds. And so it's no surprise he's giving all that land back to the feds. Not to mention, for years, there's been significant military activity in the Sangredo Cristo mountain range area. And so the question is why? Why does Louis Bacon have an interest in this part of the country? Why does the federal government have an interest in acquiring more land in this part of the country? We know they're gobbling up more and more land in the Sangredo Cristo mountain range area. The question is Louis Bacon directly involved in what is happening on the prairie in Costilla County with these proposed land use changes? And does he have any relationship with Jim Hensey? And does he have any relationship with Tim Leggett? And what other individuals do we need to know about? This is the time to flush out that information and share that with other individuals that may be able to verify. We need to verify what is true and what is a rumor. That is why I'm not repeating rumors that I have already been told. I only want to cover the facts at this point, because that is what is most important. So, wrapping this up, next Tuesday, San Luis County Commissioner meeting. I believe it's going to be at 10 o'clock, but I'll confirm that. If there's any other time or place, I'll let you know. But 10 o'clock Tuesday, San Luis, Colorado. The media will be there from Pueblo, Channel 5. As I said, a woman being pushed off her land gave them a phone call. And that is why they are coming. And I will be there Tuesday to film and report. And I'll be back with more. I'm Alex Hansary signing off from Southern Colorado. Talk to you soon.